morning, friends, and happy Monday. It's the 5th of August today. I hope you're all doing very well. It's been a while since I've come on here and said hi, so hello. Today is a lovely Monday morning. The sun is out, the sky is blue, there's not a cloud in the sky, and I'm off out and about to do a few things. I need to go and buy some basting spray. I tried to buy basting spray last week, but the place that I go to buy it, Hobby So, that particular store that I went to, they didn't have any. So there is another store that I can go to that is close to me as well, that I'm going to try and see if they have it, because I really want to get my Union Jack quilt basted and quilted and finished, just so I have another whip ticked off on my list, and it's kind of like my goal to get that quilt finished before I go on my UK trip at the end of this month. I can't believe it. At the end of this month I am on a plane heading to London and lots of fun things, so I'm so excited about that. I've been gathering lots of little bits and writing lists and getting things all together, ready for the week before that, so that I'm organized and ready to go. But yes, it's a very exciting, nerve-wracking, just type of feeling. I don't know, it's really hard to describe. But anyway, yeah, we've still got lots of things to do in between then and now, or now and then, whichever one it is. So I'm just gonna head into where I need to go. I also might go into Bunnings, which is like a big homeware store here. They do like plants and stuff like that. So yeah, I might go in and have a look at some of their plants, because over the weekend I just did a little bit of tidying up and making our backyard look a little bit nicer. Tomorrow Dad and I are planning on doing all of the lawns and doing all the weeding and just getting the place looking a little bit, you know, livable, before we go away. And I also want to try and plant just some flowers, so that when I come back from the UK it will be spring here in Australia, so things will be beginning to pop out and look all pretty and lovely and colourful. So we'll go have a look at some plants too. But I'm not getting anywhere by sitting here and chatting to you, even though I do love it. So let's get going. Oh, I'm in the shadow, but success. I'm so happy. I actually got, instead of the one, I bought 2 cans, because I know I'll run out and I don't want to have to come all the way back here again just for basting spray. The basting spray that I have been getting is the one that I showed you in my last vlog, the Helma one, from Hobby So, which is really good. So it is worth the trip, but at the same time I don't want to have to come back after using just 1 can. So yeah, I'm gonna go, because this lighting is awful, you cannot see me. Okay, so successful Bunnings trip. I'm very happy with my lovely little plant babies. La la la. So I got an Australian native here. It's called a Philotheca. Philotheca. I don't know, but I know that I've definitely used it in my floristry days. I also got a star jasmine, a variegated star jasmine here, which I'm going to sort of trail along our back fence. And then I got one of my favorite Australian wildflowers. This one is called Blushing Bride, just here, and it sort of like blooms into this beautiful white, fluffy, spiky, beautiful natural flower, which is just so nice. So yes, I'm very happy with more purchases. And I also got some soil as well, because I have some other plants I want to plant at home as well. So I think it's time to go home and possibly have some lunch, because it's just gone midday. It's 12:03. Yeah, it's 12:03. So yeah, let's go do that. Okay, so it's a little later on in the afternoon, and I thought I'd do a really quick, actually it's not going to be quick at all. I do a haul of a few of the things that I got from Hobby So, and then I also have a spotlight haul. I got some fabric, but it was 50% off clearance fabrics, so I couldn't say no. But I'll talk a little bit more about the fabric that I bought when I get to it. But first, a few of the things that I got from Hobby So today and also last week today I got the basting spray that I wanted to get, and I got 2 tins because I'll just sort of talk in between them, because as I mentioned in the car, I bought 2 because, you know, I'll run out of it pretty quickly and then it just saves me from having to go and get more, so I just got 2 tins. Yeah, I spoke about these in my last vlog and I'm absolutely loving this basting spray at the moment. It's a whole lot cheaper than the one from Spotlight. It's such better quality, it doesn't smell, it just sticks really well, and it's just, I don't know, it's just so much better than the Birch one that I used to buy, so happy days for that. And then while I was also there, I got a rotary blade that I've been looking for forever, and I wanted to see how well it would work. It's by So Easy and it's a pinking blade rotary blade. Yeah, did I say that right? It's a 45mm pinking blade, so that when I want to like do edges but with a zigzaggy type design or like a zigzaggy finish, instead of using scissors, which is sometimes can be a little bit difficult because the layers are so thick and it's so hard to cut through them, I think the rotary blade would be a lot easier. So I'll pop it in the haberdashery notions stash and see if there's ever a time that I'll use it. Then the other day when I went to the other hobby sew and I wasn't successful on getting basting spray, I did pick up a few other things. There were a few things that I wanted to get. My phone's ringing. Who was calling me? No caller ID. Oh, that's fine. No thank you. Goodbye. Oh, I have dirt on my dress. Oh, I was just out with the dog playing catch, and so I've got dirt on my dress and it's also on my scarf too. Oh well, I'm going to wash. Anyway, before I got distracted by my no caller phone call, the thing that I really wanted to get was a new fabric glue pen, because I used a glue pen from So Easy, from that range, and it was just awful. The glue dried up really quickly and I just couldn't use it. So I discovered this one. It is by Sewline and it is a fabric glue pen which says that it's quick, convenient and an effective way to hold fabrics for sewing, easier than pins. And I wanted to use this when I do my little hexies, so almost like a basting glue. Now I'm assuming, I'm pretty sure, did I read it on this one that it washes out? I'm not sure. I just wanted a glue or a basting glue or a fabric glue that I can just easily just sort of like dot on to keep the hexies in place while I sew them into place, instead of actually using like a heat and bond or an applique paper. So I'm gonna give this a go and see how well it works. If it doesn't, there was an actual basting glue from Hobby Sew. It was a little bit more expensive, but I think that one was a lot it was more tailored to basting, because it says that it washed out after you've sort of basted things. So if this doesn't really do what I want it to, there is another option I can try, but it's just the more expensive option and I just don't really want to do that at the moment. So I will try this, I'll show you and we'll see how it works together. I'll film it and see how we go, and hopefully I didn't just waste $11 on this. It does come with a refill stick, so yeah, we'll see what happens. And then I went past their remnant bin and got a couple of remnant fabrics. They are priced a little bit more expensive than we do them at Spotlight, but Hobby Sew is like a proper quilting store, so you know, it's what I expect. So this one, I don't know whether they're branded. Maybe I should open them. Yeah, let's open them. So this one is 45 centimeters and they priced it at $7.95 for this piece. Let's see what it is, if I know how to open it. Oh my gosh, how do I open it? Give me a minute. So you all know that I love a good spot fabric, so I couldn't go past this one. This is like a really light grey background with a black spot. Oop. And yeah, no, it doesn't have any names on it or anything like that, so it's just a normal piece of spotty fabric, that one. And then this one here, I absolutely love this with the oranges and the spots. This one is 60 centimeters, priced at $13.50 for the piece, so hopefully it's worth it. They've both been folded so nicely, I must say. This one, oh, it's a motor fabric. That's cool. Here is the selvage. So it's a motor fabric, bloody blah, and it's from this range. I think it's For You by Bridget. Oh, I can't read that. In my monitor it's backwards, so I can't quite read it. For You by Bridget Heitland for Zen Chick for motor. It's this really lovely print with this really nice sort of mint greeny bluey colour in the centre. So nice. I don't often really go for oranges. I'm more of a, I have a lot of blues and pinks in my collection. So this is a little bit different for me, but I really just liked the print. So happy days. Oh, pardon me. So that is my very little hobby sew haul. Now moving on to my Spotlight fabric haul. So, yeah, we had all of our clearance fabrics marked at half price this week. So a lot of our quilting fabrics, which are usually like $20, were marked down to $10 a meter, which then half price of that is $5 a meter. So you can't go past good quilting fabrics for $5 a meter. So I didn't. I bought some. First off, I'll go with the remnants that I have, because I love a good remnant because they're cheap. Okay, so starting with the remnants, first one I got was just a piece of homespun. This is our Prima homespun. It was the end of the roll, 75 centimeters for $1.50. Bargain! And the next remnant is like a check gingham quilting cotton. This one is 70 centimeters and I got it for $2.80. And then another black and white. I absolutely love this print. It's so fun. This one was a little bit more expensive because there's over a meter, a little over a meter, and it was down to $4.60 for this piece. So happy days. I am very much considering using this as a binding for my Union Jack quilt. I'm toying up with the idea of using it, that way. I just have it here next to me, so I'm just sort of eyeballing it. Maybe, I'm not sure. I was thinking maybe the gingham, but I think because it's such like a far apart gingham, the design might get lost, even though it kind of looks okay. But I was really hoping that this one might work. I don't know yet. Okay, so moving on to the actual fabrics that I bought that were on clearance. I got a Cloud9 Fabric. This is actually a poplin. You all know how I feel about poplins. Ever since I backed my pinwheel quilt in a poplin, and it worked out really well. So this one's one that I've kind of been eyeing off for a while. This one is from the range Faraway Places by Elizabeth Olwen. There we go. That's what it looks like. And it's a Cloud9, and it's kind of like Art Deco-y. It's a dark blue with a pink triangle and like gold sort of lines. I just really like the print, and I think it looks really fun. Again, it's sort of like a print that I would never really go for. Like I do a lot of florals and spots and stripes and things, so this one, I don't know, I just really liked it. And then the next three are all fabrics by Laura Blackman, because I absolutely love her stuff. And again, these ones were like $5 a meter, which you just can't go wrong. I got the rest of the roll of this one, and this is from the range. Is it going to say it on there? I'm not sure. Let's have a look at the receipt. It just says printed rainbow, but it's this one here, and it's got gorgeous little rainbows on it, like that. And in the background, it's all like little black and white pin spots. But I really love it. So I got the rest of the roll of this one, and there was about 3.7 meters left. So that is going to be a really nice backing. The only thing is that it's directional. Oh no, actually no, it doesn't really matter. That's fine. But yeah, there's plenty there to do a backing with on something. I'm not sure yet, but it's there for when I want it. And then the next two are ones that I bought for a very specific, special reason. These ones have little dinosaurs on them because we are getting a brand new baby in our family. My brother and his wife, they are expecting their 7th baby. This will be baby boy number 6. So a new baby means a brand new baby quilt I gotta make, which is very, very exciting because I love making baby quilts. They're one of my favorites. So I do have a very brief sort of idea of a quilt that I'm going to make. I'm going to make the quilt after I get home from my big UK trip. The baby is due in December, just before Christmas. So I have a couple of months to get it done before baby comes. So I was thinking of using either one as the backing and then sort of use some of the blues and things through it on the front. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because it's still sort of like in the planning process, but I definitely want to use one of these two gorgeous little prints for the backing because I just think it's going to be super, super cool. So that is something very, very exciting to look forward to. I will be making the quilt October, November sometime, and then we have a baby coming during Vlogmas, which is super, super, super exciting. Yay! So I mean, because of that reason I splashed out and got some fabrics because buying fabrics makes me happy. You all know this, and buying for a specific and very, very happy reason just makes it even better. So that is my lovely haul, and I actually must say this stripy fabric and this fabric go so well together. Like, look, it's a bit hard because it doesn't really want to focus, but I just love that sort of clash of prints. That one and that one, I think that looks better. So this one might end up being a binding on that quilt, but we'll see. We'll see. I might be like jumping the gun, but we'll see. So many fabrics, so much happiness. So this afternoon I have a little bit of time to sort of kill. So I was thinking, now that I have basting spray, I can baste my Union Jack quilt. That is the next quilt on the list that we need to do. And as I mentioned again in this vlog, I really want to get this finished before our trip to the UK. And I had a really, really great suggestion from one of you guys. Her name is Carissa. I'm friends with her on Facebook and she follows me here and she's a patron. She is an all-round wonderful, wonderful person. And she gave me the idea. She's like, do a Union Jack quilt and take it with you and like take photos of it when you're in London and in the UK and stuff. I'm like, I did not think of that. That is such a great idea. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take this with me and do photos and just, so I need to get it done because we're leaving in 3 weeks this coming Saturday. So actually no, there's no need to stress because I know I'll get it done, so that's fine. The backing I have decided to do. I did have another one picked out and sewn up and ready to go, but when I got this quilt back out I was like, no, I don't like it. So I had a suggestion by one of you guys to use this fabric, which I have showed before, of all of the like landmark city icons. This particular fabric has a Ferris wheel on it, which I'm going to say is the London Eye. I don't think it is, but it's very, very similar to it. It also has Big Ben or Elizabeth Tower, if we want to say the right thing. We've got Elizabeth Tower on there, and I'm pretty sure it's also got something that looks a little bit like St. Paul's, which is here. So I think this is a very apt, if the word is apt, isn't it? Ideal, perfect. Yeah. This is a great backing for this quilt, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So what I need to do is I need to piece this together because it's actually not wide enough, so I have to cut 2 pieces and sew them together to make a bigger piece. So I'll do that and then we'll do some basting. If I don't do it today, I won't get around to doing it again until Friday because I'm busy doing things with Dad tomorrow outside in the garden, and I'm working Wednesday and Thursday. So let's make an effort to at least get this basted so it's ready to quilt Friday, or maybe even tomorrow, depending on how the day goes. Ugh, have such a mess on my table now. So we got fabrics, quilts, fabrics, bags, holes. We gotta tidy up. Good morning to you and happy Friday. How are you all? I'm doing very well. Today I'm going to be basting my Union Jack quilt. I said I was going to do it on Monday, but it just didn't end up happening. I knew it wouldn't happen until today. I knew Friday would kind of be the day that this would happen, so it's going to happen. I have to admit, I have kind of been procrastinating a little bit about basting this, because then it means I have to decide how to quilt it, and I don't know. This is kind of the first time I've gone into quilting a quilt and not knowing how to quilt it. I think I've been thinking about doing free motion quilting with this one, but as you all know, my free motion quilting skills and confidence isn't all that great. So I'm sort of like procrastinating, because once it's basted I have to make a decision on whether I want to free motion. I actually really want to, but I'm scared to, and I really shouldn't be, but I am. I do have a design in mind that I want to do with free motion, but yeah, I'm just not confident. If I weren't to do free motion quilting, I'd possibly do some sort of lines, but I think because there's already so many lines on this quilt, because it's Union Jack and there's lines and patterns all over the place, I think it just might be a little bit too much. But then the free motion quilting that I want to do, it's all like swirly designs. I don't know whether that's going to be too much either, so I don't know whether to keep it simple or to just bite the bullet and do free motion quilting. It's a really hard decision. It's a first world problem that I'm currently having. I mean, there are bigger problems in the world than me trying to figure out how to quilt a quilt. But anyway, it's got to be done, because I really want to get this quilt done so I can take it with me to the UK and take photos of it and have fun, and yay. So yeah, I'm just going to sandwich it together, baste it while I have Big Bang Theory playing on the TV, because that is currently on Netflix and I'm binging it and loving it. And yeah, and hopefully throughout that whole process I'll make up my mind and make a decision. I don't know whether it's actually going to happen, but we'll see. I don't know. A little later on in the afternoon, and I have my quilt here all basted and ready to go. Now, I did seriously consider doing free motion quilting right up to the point where I set up my machine and I did 3 different samples of like swirlies, this kind of thing. Oh, you can't really see, hang on. So I did all these sort of swirly patterns. Maybe you can see it better on the other side, but I did, oh there you go, in the shadow, but you can kind of see it on the back. Yeah, just practicing lots of swirls, but I've sort of decided that I don't really like it. I don't know. Oh look, there you go. I mean, I'm not that great and I just don't like it. It just looks messy. So after a lot of thought and consideration, I have decided to do straight line quilting, because that's what I do. That's what I feel most comfortable with, and I'm just basically chickening out. And no, I'm not chickening out. I honestly really don't like the texture of free motion quilting. I think I've come to that conclusion. Like, I really like the aesthetic that straight line quilting gives you and the different ways that you can do it. So I'm going to do something slightly different. on this one again, kind of mimicking the same type of quilting that I did with my, what was it, the Lucky Star quilt. So have 3 lines together, but I'm going to space them out a little bit and only do them 2 ways. So I'm not going to do any sort of diagonal type thing. So I'm just going to get into it because I want to, and I hope that doing this way of quilting is going to sort of extenuate, hang on, how do you say that word? Extenuate. It's just going to, you know, add a lot more line and just, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think it's going to look good. In my mind's eye, it looks good, and the way that I've sort of planned it, so fingers crossed it does. So for this quilt, I am again using my Hera marker and my ruler to mark out my lines, and then I'm going to quilt on top of those lines. So what I'm going to do is hopefully a line through each of the Union Jacks in the center, so this way and this way, and then I think I'm going to do another line maybe about here. So here on my ruler, this black line is where I'm going to be quilting, and then the next line over is going to be here. So I'm almost doing like 1.5 inches between the lines, and I think that's just going to space it out a bit and, I don't know, add something. Okay. Let's go. Good afternoon and happy Saturday to you all. I hope you're all having a lovely day today. The goal for today is to finish quilting my Union Jack quilt. I only sort of got like the first quarter of the quilt done yesterday, and I'm pretty happy with where we're going and how good it's getting. So I've only done from the center and this way. So I've only done 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of 3 lines. I'm now just going to do this other side and then do it down the quilt, and then we're done. So I've decided to do a really small stitch length. I've actually just kept my machine on 2.5, and it's sort of created a really nice, lovely, delicate stitch. I mean, it's a little bit wobbly because I'm not perfect, but I'm really happy with it. So because I've chosen to use a smaller stitch length, it's taking a little bit longer to get the quilt through the machine, but that's okay. I love quilting, so I'm more than happy just to sit and watch the machine chug the quilt through in its own time. So let's have a lovely Saturday afternoon full of quilting, and hopefully getting the binding on around the edges later on tonight. I think that is a definite thing that I can do. It's a definite goal. It's a definite plan, definite goal. Happy days. I'm on to the last line of quilting, and as I usually do, or as I have done in previous videos where I've been finishing quilts, I film me sewing the very last line in the quilting as a celebratory, hang on, did I say that right? Celebratory. You know what I mean. Just as a fun thing, just to celebrate finishing the quilting of the quilt that I'm quilting. My goodness. Why am I so weird and awkward? Anyway, I've just checked the bobbin and I'm pretty sure I just have enough to do one last line. I will have to refill it when I do the binding, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So let's get the gloves, pop them on, and sew the last line, and then the quilting is done, and I really couldn't be happier. I'm really happy with the way that it's turned out. It's different. It's, I think, really suits the quilt and the Union Jack block. It's very simple but effective at the same time, and I really couldn't be happier with it. So let's get this line done, and then we can do the binding. Happy days. Okay, let's do it. Please let there be enough thread in the bobbin. Just please. Yes, I think we made it. Happy days. Yay! Woohoo! Last line done, and I had enough thread, which is always so good. I kept checking because I was paranoid, but I didn't have to be. Let's see how much thread is left in there. Let's have a look-see. Oh, you're so lucky, Amanda. Okay, look how much thread I had left in my bobbin. Oh, I'm so lucky. Oh, I should be so lucky. That's not a lot at all. Wow. Oh, cool. Don't you love it when that happens? Awesome. I'm really happy with that. I mean, some of my quilting lines aren't very straight, and some of my stitches aren't perfect, you know, but I did my best, and that's what counts, and it looks really nice. I'm really happy with it, so that's all that matters. So, as always, I'm just going to get cracking on with the binding because that's what I love to do the most, and I get to do one of my favourite things, sit in front of the TV and watch Netflix while I bind. I am currently binge watching The Big Bang Theory. I think I told you this the other day, but I'm currently binge watching that and loving it. I've forgotten how much I love The Big Bang Theory. It's just so funny and clever and witty and just totally up my street. The only thing is, there's only 10 seasons on Netflix in Australia. I'm pretty sure there's another 2 seasons. So I've just started season 6. So hopefully they put on those next 2 seasons soon. Otherwise I'm going to have to go source them somewhere else. But anyway, just a random thing I thought I'd tell you, that I am currently loving The Big Bang Theory. Always have, but yeah, totally forgot just how much I loved it. Anyway, let's crack on with the binding. So here's a bit more of an up-close look at the quilting. Sorry about this shadow, but it is what it is. I'm trying to avoid this shadow so you can see it, but that's kind of what it looks like. We've got a nice lovely, whoa, that just went totally pink. Why did it do that? There, is that better? Anyway, so it's got like this crisscrossy sort of intersection here, and then it echoes again just on this side here. So this sort of intersection is through the middle of each of the Union Jacks, and then there's another one sort of in the sashing part. I'm really happy with the simplistic type lines in the border, and I'm so happy with the backing as well. I was umming and ahhing about this forever. That's why it took me so long to kind of get this one done, but I'm so happy I chose this. It looks so good and it suits it so well, especially because it has Elizabeth Tower, or Big Ben as people will know it more as. I'm calling this a London Eye and St. Paul's. I don't know whether it really is, but you know, what are you going to do? So super happy with that. So for the binding, I'm pretty sure, I think I'm going to use this fabric here. It's got like little stripy lines on it kind of thing. I think that will sort of suit it because there's lots of blacks and whites in it, lots of this sort of high contrast type print. I think it should sort of frame it off kind of nicely. I mean, obviously my binding's not going to be that thick, and I'm pretty sure it'll also sort of suit the back of it as well. Yeah, I like that. I think I've made my choice. Monday. Today is the 12th of August. I hope you're all having a lovely day. I am currently searching for something. I have my little pouch full of my sewing machine accessories, and I need my screwdriver and my 1/4 inch foot because I need to take my walking foot off so I can do the label of my Union Jack quilt. I finished doing the binding yesterday. I spent a lazy Sunday afternoon in front of the TV just binding and watching Big Bang Theory because I'm currently obsessed, as you all know. So I'm actually going to do something a little bit different for the quilt label. Usually I do a hexie flower, and I love doing hexie flower labels for my quilts, but I'm not going to do that for this quilt. I was, and I did actually start looking at some hexies, but I was like, no, I think I might do something different, and I thought it was actually quite fitting. I'm going to use this leftover block. This is all foundation paper piece. Look how beautiful it looks on the back. But I'm going to use this as the label. Oh no, my battery's flashing. Oops, I forgot to charge it. But yeah, I'm going to use this as the label. I made this in the tutorial I did for this block, and it's just a leftover block that is just sitting there being unloved. So I'm going to put it as the quilt label. I'm going to use some scrap white strips just to sort of give it a really slight little border. I'm actually going to cut them down just so I don't have these raggedy edges as a label, just to sort of, you know, smarten it up a little bit. Look at that, that looks so cool. But yeah, that is the goal for today, to do the label, and then the quilt is finished. It's another one ticked off the list, and it will be ready to come with me when I go to the UK. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So I'm going to charge you up, fix up my machine, and stitch this all together, and I will come back to you when I've charged this a little bit. Stop flashing at me, that's so rude. So it's a little bit later on in the afternoon. Battery has been charged to my satisfaction, and I'm about to get the label done. I pieced all the little bits together, and now it's time to write on it. So this is what we're working with. This is the back of the quilt, and this is what I've done with the Union Jack block. I've popped some heat and bond on the back, and now I just got to write on it, and I don't know what to do. I think I might write it along the bottom here. I don't necessarily want to write it on the actual Union Jack, so I think I'll put the name, the date, and then I'll sign my name. I think that will do. Yeah. There we go. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, it's as neat as I can get it. So just Union Jack quilt, a month and made by moi. So I'm just going to press that onto the quilt, and then I will, as always, hand stitch around the edge of the label using a buttonhole stitch or blanket stitch, whichever one you like to call it. And I think I've got a pretty easy choice of colour thread that I will be using. It's going to have to be white. Took a whole lot longer than I thought it was going to, but it's done. The label is complete and I'm really happy with it. I think I did take my time, and admittedly I was doing a few different things, you know, as I was doing this, so I'm really happy with how it turned out. Oh, it doesn't want to focus. There we are. So it's all done. Sorry, it's not really focusing very well. It doesn't really like to focus on white stuff, but let's see if that will work. It's nice and neat and lovely, and it's all done. Quilt is officially finished. So that is another quilt I can tick off my to-do list. I'm actually going to show you my to-do list because very happily it is now beginning to look like things are are slowly getting done. I mean, it's over halfway through the year, and I've still got so much to do. Plus, I haven't put on there yet a baby quilt for my new nephew coming. So, I'm running out of room on this list. Here is the list in question. So I've done my swoon quilt, Lucky Star quilt is done, Pixelated Rose quilt is done, Mini Block a quilt along was done, my Pantone pinwheels is done. And now we can tick off our UK flags quilt. Ta-da! What we do need to add on here is baby. Oh, I'm not doing this very well. Oh, nephew quilt. Oh, that was so messy. But anyway, oh, that's the next one I'm going to do. And then I think I really want to do a some sort of Christmas quilt. I've just put a Christmas tree quilt, but I have another one that I want to do. Or colour play. Hello, jolly boy. Look at this big boy, isn't he, darling? He loves a good scratch with this ball thrower thing. While we're here, I got these new shoes the other day. These are by Duck Feet, and they're the gorgeous Mary Janes. Oh, hello. So I'm sort of breaking them in today because they're leather and they're so hard. But I really love them. They're super cute. So, Duck Feet. I will link them below if you're interested. Oh, you think there's something in it? There's nothing there. Can I have this? It's mine. Oh, you sneaky. You sneaky Bobby. Oh, sneaky Bobby. Oh, hello, sweetheart. Yes, hello. So, before I got distracted by this beautiful boy. Hello. Thank you. My fingers are cold. It's freezing out here. Hello, my beautiful boy. Oh, he's so gorgeous. Beautiful boy. Beautiful boy. Before I got distracted by this lovely man, look what's hanging up there. I didn't realise it was so small compared to my other quilts that have been up there, especially my pixelated quilt. That went all the way to the ground, but this one's tiny. So it's all done, finished, and I'm really happy with it. Let's get up a little bit closer and have a look. Here we can see the quilting a little bit better, and it looks really good. Super happy with it. And then we've got, of course, my lovely Union Jack label. Yay. Oh my gosh, it's cold this afternoon. It's a really nice day today, but all of a sudden it's just gone really cold. So I think I'm going to end the vlog here. I've been filming this vlog for the last week, so who knows what I filmed. I really can't quite remember. It's terrible. But yeah, I'm going to say goodbye and thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it for whatever it was, and until next time, I will see you very soon. Bye.